Okay, any day now. Hey yo!
Black Sunday here.
A few weeks ago, we got the first trailer for the next Pixar original after Elemental, which is Elio, a story of a young boy who was mistaken by an alien collective as the leader of Earth and must do what he can to keep Earth in a good light. The film releases in spring of 2024, which is 9 months from the trailer's release's time. 3 months later, Pixar will release another film, one far more important revenue and notoriety-wise, and that is Inside Out 2. The sequel to the original, it'll detail Riley's life and mind as a teenager. With a 9-month separation between the first trailer and full release, that means we will get the first trailer in September, most likely at the D23 100th anniversary event, with the trailer releasing to the general public the following day. But I digress. After Lightyear faded out of existence,
And it should never have existed due to butchering the lore,
and Elemental just breaking even, Inside Out 2 is a must-win for Pixar. It's so important, I bet some people at Pixar are begging Sony to delay Beyond the Spider-Verse to 2025.
although the strikes may delay these films anyway.
And I don't blame them if they think that. As a person on the autism spectrum, the first Inside Out holds a very special place in my heart. It's second to Forrest Gump as my favorite film of all time. If Inside Out 2 is to be equally successful, if not better than the original, it needs certain items to be discussed or received. It's time for anything, everything that I do for Inside Out 2. Before we begin, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel to gain access to my entire library, and hit that bell icon for notifications as to when another video drops. Now, Inside Out 2, here's what it'll need.
Number 1.
Certain emotions can and cannot exist. Amy Poehler, the voice of Joy, confirmed that Inside Out 2 will feature new emotions that will participate in Riley's headquarters. There are 2 new emotions that should exist, and 1 that should not. We will discuss the 1 that should not shortly. The ones that should exist are surprise and love. Surprise is needed for accuracy and as a side character like fear, anger, and disgust. Why? To make the film more scientifically correct, as there are 6 core emotions instead of the 5 used in the original film, and surprise is one of them. The other emotion, love, can, will, and should be paramount to the film's plot. Since Riley will be a teen, it would be appropriate if one of the plot points is Riley going out on her first date.
It was hinted in the original's post-film short.
Love must be the emotion that aids the other emotions with this quest. As for casting calls, some of you are going to hate me for saying this, but Josh Gad should come in as the voice of surprise. Hold it! Ah, good point. Fear's original voice, Bill Hader, is out.
Although he might come back after the actor's strike.
Heck, let's have Josh Gad voice both Fear and Surprise. They do go hand in hand. As for Love, and this is a personal request, Love should be voiced by the legendary Lawrence Fishburne. His smooth talking in some of his projects make him perfect for this role. Not to mention, he has experience with a film similar to Inside Out, but only in name. That film being Osmosis Jones, where Fishburne played the deadly virus Thrax. All in all, Lawrence Fishburne as Love. And if it's not Fishburne, it needs to be someone with similar talking style. Don't mess this up.
Number 2.
The themes of teen depression and suicide. What? Of all of the emotions, depression should not be a corporeal one compared to the rumors I've heard. If depression is corporeal in this film, it'll destroy the special feeling that the original Inside Out had with the lack of an evil antagonist. All of the emotions do what they do in the best interest of Riley. Everything they do on the console, they do for her. They do not wish any real harm on her. Depression is something that could do otherwise. Instead of being corporeal, depression should be made for what it really is, a disease. Sadness will be the only one who could get the disease, of course, unless there's a plot twist where it could spread to the other emotions and give sadness more power over Riley. If the plot has sadness reach a breaking point with the disease, it could force sadness to take drastic measures by ending it all. Think about it. The Golden Gate Bridge is very beautiful, but it is infamous for one fact. It is one of the most preferred places in the world to commit suicide. I pray this isn't the resolution for Inside Out 2, but it still needs to be talked about, especially for teens. Speaking of suicide,
Number 3.
Inside Out 2 cannot, I repeat, cannot go against Pixar's permadeath paradigm. I saw Elemental for myself not too long ago, and I now understand why some critics were concerned with this film, or in some cases, flat out dismissed it. Elemental went against the paradigm of people dying and dying for good in Pixar's work. I'm not going to name a name, but if you know, you know.
Those of you who write spoilers in the comments will be blocked.
Now, in Elemental's case, I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt because of its scientific accuracy. But for Inside Out 2?
Absolutely fucking not.
If somebody is dying, that's it. They're done. Inside Out 2 could get destroyed if it goes against the paradigm, even though I pray this doesn't happen to Riley. They can, however, create a sense of peril and rescue, akin to the incinerator scene in Toy Story 3. Pixar, please don't make the same mistake 2 years in a row.
Number 4.
Confirm my theory. Riley is bisexual.
Excuse me?
In addition to teen depression and suicide, there also needs to be the talk of sensual orientation and, briefly, gender identity. If Riley gets depression because of her orientation, this calls for this to be talked about even more. Most people are straight, some are gay, and some are either or both. From the clues in the original film, I have reason to believe that Riley falls under either or. In other words, bisexual. For those who do not know, bisexual means a person will like one gender or the other, acting like a switch. This differs from being pansexual, which means you like both. There is no switch. Here's my proof. Exhibit A. Riley's shirt when she sees her San Francisco home for the first time. Notice how it's a rainbow? The rainbow is a universal symbol for the LGBTQ community.
Objection!
Be that as it may, it's not the only proof. I'm just getting started. Exhibit B. Anger's bear reference.
I saw a really hairy guy. He looked like a bear.
This was confirmed to be the film's hidden sex joke. It's supposed to reference the San Francisco LGBTQ community, which calls themselves bears. The only way Anger could make this mention is if Riley knows the meaning. At her age at the time, Riley would only know about this reference if she was a member of the LGBTQ community early on, even if she didn't know. Exhibit C. Riley's sudden change of desire from girls to boys. This one is most important. This determines if Riley is gay or bisexual. This happens by starting off when Riley is talking to her friend Meg from Minnesota. When she shows a photo of her with a new teammate, Riley was displeased to say the least. Anger intended for Riley to use a curse word on Meg, but with the Islands of Personality out of commission, Riley instead hung up on Meg and Friendship Island was no more. Moments later, when Joy, Sadness, and you-know-who reached Imagination Land, they came across the imaginary friend maker and Riley's imaginary boyfriend. This leads me to believe that Riley had a possible early desire in Meg, but when Meg showed her the new teammate, Riley thought Meg was dumping her and decided to change her desire to boys instead. With these exhibits, it's my theory that Riley is bisexual. But only through Inside Out 2, when Riley is old enough to date, I want my theory to be confirmed or denied there.
Number 5.
This is a personal request, and it doesn't have to happen, but Riley tries out for football.
American football for those of you who live outside the States.
If Riley is 12 in 2015, the year the first Inside Out came out, and in Inside Out 2, Riley will be 15, that means Inside Out 2 will take place in the year 2018. If she's in school at this moment, it will be right around the time the world starts learning the name Patrick Mahomes. Week 3 of the 2018 NFL season, the home opener for the Kansas City Chiefs. The San Francisco 49ers learned his name the hard way. Not to mention, Riley and Mahomes share the same jersey number. This could inspire Riley to try the game out for herself, with Love being the one plugging in the idea. Why Love? This could be used as an opening plot point if she has interest in one of the players on her school's team. The tryout could be used to impress that player to the point of making him ask her on a date. If she makes the team, bonus. And I'm fully aware that Riley is still a hockey player at heart. She doesn't have to quit hockey, but that plot point should take a back seat for Inside Out 2. Riley trying out for football. Make it happen.
Oh, and one more thing.
Imagine if Patrick Mahomes makes a cameo appearance in the film. How? Here's a hint.
I would die for Riley.
Me and the people of Kansas City will laugh so hard, you won't believe it.
Number 6.
Another personal request, a Kingdom Hearts Easter egg. If Inside Out is going to be featured in Kingdom Hearts in any shape or form in the future, there should be some reference to the franchises tying together, like a keychain on Riley's backpack. Or if Riley is getting a Keyblade, it could be the dress that she wears to go on missions tucked away in her closet. Or if they really wanted to...
And I doubt if they want to save the film's Oscar chances.
There could be a post-film cutscene where Riley calls out her Keyblade in her sleep, and immediately follow it up with a new Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer featuring Riley fighting with Sora or Kairi, whatever Nomura-san wants to do. Regardless, it would be nice if Inside Out 2 made a nod to Kingdom Hearts somewhere. Doesn't matter what.
Number 7.
This last one is the most important thing Inside Out 2 needs. It's something no Pixar film has ever received before, and Turning Red should have been first. Inside Out 2 needs to be rated PG-13.
You can't be serious!
Teen depression, teen suicide, and sensual orientation are serious, real-life issues that could give Inside Out 2 the strongest thematic elements any Pixar film ever had. Considering that teens like to experiment with language, expect to hear a little bit of that as well. You won't hear any potty words or bedroom words because Disney, but we could hear any and all of these words. Damn, hell, maybe ass, and crap. Crap being the word of choice recently. And finally, puberty will almost certainly be addressed in this film, probably early on and more directly than Turning Red. Unfortunately, despite being a great film in my personal opinion, Turning Red was very controversial about its connection to puberty, as well as a certain phrase at the end of the film that was a huge turnoff for conservatives. They're right about one thing though, this material is inappropriate for younger kids. That means anyone under the age of 10. Motion Pictures Association of America, Classification and Ratings Administration, I now speak directly to you. For Disney's sake, don't make the same mistake twice. Inside Out 2, rated PG-13, for strong thematic elements, brief sensual references involving puberty, and some language.
Capiche?
Recap time!
Inside Out 2, this is make or break for Pixar. It needs these things. Certain emotions like love and surprise need to exist and depression cannot. Teen depression needs to be addressed as a disease and teen suicide if it comes to that. The film must not stray from the permadeath paradigm. Proof of Riley's sensual orientation, bisexual most likely, Riley trying out for American football, a Kingdom Hearts Easter egg if possible, and, at the end of the day, the film is rated PG-13.
Get the picture?
And there you have it. These are what Inside Out 2 needs. But what do you think? What else does Inside Out 2 need for it to succeed? If you want to talk to me, follow me on Twitter, at BlackSunday150.
If you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button and give them a thumbs up. Also leave out comments as I certainly love debates. Thank you for watching, and remember, you will receive the information you seek, or my name isn't
Black Sunday.
Okay, bye.
See ya!